Okay. Now, with that being said, we titled this video Massive Disruptions, XRP to Prevent Recession, ? Well, I wanted to bring up this old one, this old post. Since we have the Riddlers getting a little active, I thought that I would bring up one of the OG XRP insiders, Tony Valentino. Okay, these are a couple ones here from December of 2019. December 2019, Tony Valentino says, "You got to understand the mission of Ripple, R3, and others with XRP. This is more than just faster remittance payments at lower costs and banking the unbanked." That's the front story, right? Cross-border payments was just a test. That's the front story that they're telling us the XRP's for. Tony says, "This is all about preventing a recession and a catastrophic collapse of the global financial system. Regulatory clarity will be the first major announcement. This will open the gates to many institutions that are waiting on the sidelines. We could easily see the market cap grow by a few trillion within weeks. Next step will be UN, IMF, Fed throwing their weight behind XRP. We are about to see," he says, quote, "we are about to see. This means near future, not 2025 or 2030 as some are suggesting. Massive disruptions. XRP can't be worth dirt for these massive disruptions. One night you will sleep and wake up to XRP being 2 or 3 digits. All it takes is one bank smashing the order book." Full 1 billion XRP released by Ripple last month, sent back to escrow untouched, just as we've been saying. Okay, so he's saying that the previous month, this is from December 2019, he said the previous month, the full 1 billion XRP released by Ripple went back to escrow. And what have we been talking about over the last 2 years? Nearly 80% of the escrow as it's released gets returned back. The 20% that is getting released, Ripple's only sending to on-demand liquidity partners that are using it for cross-border payments and other utility. Ripple are done selling OTC or over-the-counter. Bailouts have been distributed and awaiting activation, meaning XRP 3 or 4 digits to bring value to the distributed XRP. So, folks, it's all lining up. When you look at the blockchain data, when you see how little XRP is actually out here, when you look and you see all these deals that Brad's been going to the World Economic Forum, been meeting with the IMF, connections at the Federal Reserve, connections at the Department of Treasury, connections in every single White House, every single administration that we've had for the last 3 or 4 presidents. The 43rd Treasurer of the United States joining the board of directors at Ripple, the regulatory chief of regulations for JP Morgan joining the board of directors at Ripple, just to name a few. There will come a moment, in my opinion, where whether we wake up to XRP being at 3 or 4 digits, I don't know about that. But we're going to come to an awakening, to an inflection point where the XRP supply won't be there for public retail traders. So the amount of FOMO that we are about to have after this SEC Ripple case ends, recession is confirmed, and as we go through a storm over the next 12 to 18 months, when we come out on the other side, we will wake up one day, and this XRP cryptocurrency, in my opinion, most definitely is part of maybe not preventing a recession, but helping us recover from a recession and depression quickly. I think that part of the sacrifice, part of the setup, is to take us out in this recession. Some call it an inflationary depression that we're living through right now. I think that that is all part of the plan. I do not think that it's going to be smooth sailing and they're going to be able to prevent recession. I think that that's part of the plan, is to control demolition, the whole system. After that time, they're going to unleash the pools of liquidity that have been locked up, that are being held. Like Tony said, the bailouts have already been given to the banks and financial institutions with XRP, not US dollars. Now, this is just our speculation, and Tony's an XRP insider. So if you don't want to believe him, you don't want to believe me, that's fine. I'm just sharing my opinion. on how I think this conspiracy rolls out. Just like we had the Federal Reserve, a conspiracy formed on Jekyll Island back in 1913, just like we had the creation of the Federal Reserve, just like we had the buyback of gold and the set price of gold after they bought it back, then they set the price higher, right? Just like they collaborated to take us back off the gold standard in 1971, now it's time to reestablish the reserve currency. Now it's time to bail out the whole damn system. Do you bail them out with a US dollar? No. That's not what they want. Everyone's dumping US Treasury bonds. Everyone's dumping that old system. And the central banks are holding a record amount of gold. And it was just announced by Russia and China that they're partnering up to build a new reserve currency, officially announcing their partnership. Now, we've been covering this for years, how Russia and China have been working to dethrone the Western financial system. So that's not new news over here, right? We understand that that's been going on. What ties together this whole system? What allows them to bail out the Western financial world, but also have interoperability with the other side of the world, right? With the BRICS nations that we're already seeing partnerships and development with Ripple XRP. It's this neutral bridge asset XRP. They don't need to trust the Federal Reserve. They don't need to trust the US government. They don't need to trust the IMF. Seeing the supplies dwindling, seeing breakthroughs in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, and when we put together all of our research that we've done over the last 3 years, once again, we've felt like we're close now for years in the XRP community. We felt like the flip of the switch moment was close, and we get mocked and made fun of by the rest of the community for believing so. That's fine. Good luck and God bless to him, because I'm getting on the train with Rosie Rios. She's going to be taking us to paradise. And even if we're halfway wrong, like I always say, we're still going to a beautiful destination.